All right. Another great night of boxing. I don't know about you guys. If you actually saw the fight, I thought it was entertaining. Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders, that is. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought the fight was close. I think the judges had it 5 rounds to 2, 5 rounds to 2, 4 rounds to 3. And that sounded about right to me. I thought 1 or 2 of the rounds could have went either way. But I wasn't mad at anybody if they had it 5 rounds to 2. But I thought Billy Joe was definitely a live fighter. I gave him the first round and I think the 6th round. But I thought you could have made an argument for like the 5th. My homie I was watching it with, he actually had it he had it 4 rounds to 3. I had it 5 rounds to 2. So I mean, you know, going in the 8th round, Billy Joe, he was turning it up a little bit. He was getting loose. Early in the fight, he kind of looked a little timid. You could tell he was very leery about Canelo's punching power. And then he started loosening up, putting his hands down, fighting, with his hands down. And I don't want to say ultimately that's what got him beat, because he did get stopped in the 8th, for those who did not know that. But before I'll say I thought he made a mistake, I think Canelo kind of figured him out. And ultimately, I think what got Billy Joe, well, 2 things I thought Billy Joe did wrong that really caught up with him. One, not so much, but the first thing I would say, he kept backing straight up. I thought that was a mistake, because that was allowing Canelo to get the body shots in. A lot of the body shots he landed was when Billy Joe was going back, straight back, and Canelo was charging him, and he would rock back on the ropes, and Canelo would catch him with a body shot. And some would be hooks to the head or whatnot. But you could tell Canelo was trying to unload that uppercut. And it kind of reminded me of Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Similar results, except, Tank knocked Santa Cruz straight out. But you could tell Canelo came into that fight thinking, I'm going to land my uppercut. I'm going to hit him with a counter uppercut or a lead uppercut, however you want to look at it. But he made sure he kept firing off that uppercut. And I think the reason why he did it, which is brilliant in my opinion, is because Billy Joe Saunders kept, instead of rocking backwards to avoid Canelo's shots, which would be, a hook shot, that definitely be smart. But he kept leaning forward to duck, ducking forward. And eventually, Canelo was throwing body shots by uppercuts to the body, or low uppercuts, I should say. And, if you're not ducking, then it'll hit you in the stomach or the chest or whatever. But if you do duck, your head is right there. And that's eventually what started happening. If you look, and I wish I could show it, but, it'll get flagged and taken down, so what's the point? But if you would have seen the fight, and I'm pretty sure you can, the zone will put it up probably tomorrow. But when you watch the fight, just watch how many times Canelo hit him with the uppercut while Billy Joe was ducking down, going forward, ducking down. And it's because he was literally running into it. Those, I don't want to say they were meant to be body shots, but if he wouldn't have been ducking, that's what they would have been, body shots. But the fact that you're leaning down into them, they're head shots. And it's another fight that kind of reminded me of when Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield. Holyfield was missing some of the shots early because Tyson was slipping them, ducking. And Holyfield adjusted the shots. Now, some of them were uppercuts, which, matter of fact, that's the shot he dropped Tyson with, was an uppercut, because Tyson ducked. But he wasn't just doing it with his uppercuts, he was also doing it with his hooks. He adjusted his hooks that basically they would have been like shots to the chest or something like that. Well, I wouldn't say chest, because they probably wouldn't have reached his chest. But the fact that Tyson was leaning down trying to duck his uppercuts when he was throwing them high where his head would have been, because Holyfield adjusted them, so when Tyson did duck, he would land them anyway. And to me, that was a lot like what Canelo Alvarez did tonight. So he timed him, and not only did he get his timing right, but he also got down. He could figure out where his head was going to be, and that's what you got to do when you're fighting a guy that uses his head a lot. Eventually, you got to time it to where you putting the punch where you think he's going to move his head at, and that's really what did Billy Joe Saunders in. And see, it's almost like running into a shot. When you duck down and the guy's throwing to where you think your head is going to be, it's just the same. Like they say, the hardest shot you can get hit with is a shot outside of the ones that you don't see, but the ones you run into. And that's practically what Billy Joe Saunders did by ducking his head down at the same time while Canelo Alvarez was throwing that uppercut. And according to Canelo Alvarez, he said he think he cracked his face. He said he could almost feel it. So he knew he wasn't coming out. But I did think it was an entertaining fight. I thought it was a good card. A lot of questionable stoppages though. Not saying that one was one, but the Soto versus Tayakama, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. That was a horrible stoppage. And that Frank Sanchez fight, that ended a little weird too. But that's pretty much, oh, you know what, before I get on up out of here, hopefully we'll get to see the Caleb Plant versus Canelo Alvarez fight. And you know what, I did say that I thought Billy Joe could give him problems. And he did give him problems. You know, Canelo fans are not going to like to hear that. And I'm a Canelo fan. But Billy Joe did give him some problems. And I think Caleb Plant will give him even more problems. Not saying Caleb Plant will beat him, but I think that footwork, man. But Canelo got that eraser type power. Even if Caleb Plant was to possibly be able to outbox Canelo, will he be able to get through Canelo's power? And that's something I am definitely ready to see. Like right now, hopefully we can get that fight by maybe the summer, but it wouldn't surprise me if we had to wait to like September to see it, you know, early fall, end of summer, something like that. Especially when I forget the holiday they have, the Mexican holiday in September, so that's probably when it'll happen. But either way, I can wait. We got plenty of boxing to go through since then. But that's pretty much all I got. This head busting boxing's own Fight Doctor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know, you know, what you thought about the fight. Did you see Billy Joe giving him any type of problems? I thought Billy Joe won a couple rounds. Like I said, I had it 5 rounds to 2. Let me know what you had it. And congratulations to Canelo Alvarez. And that's pretty much all I got. This head busting boxing's own Fight Doctor. I am out.